the East is loaded, so every night you got to bring it, and so and it's an important part of winning is playing with an edge, and sometimes you can feel good about yourselves and you get knocked down. You feel too good in this league because players are too good, and we got to pick ourselves up and have a determination about us. And I always say you have to be mentally tough when you're facing adversity, and that's where we are right now.
Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before and haven't subscribed yet, please do so and turn on a notification bell so you know when I drop these videos, and thumbs ups, and please drop your comments. I love when you guys share your thoughts. Like I always say, it influences what we do here in the Knicks-Verse. All right, well, this was a very tough game to watch. The Knicks fell to 5-3. That's their win-loss record. They lost 111-98 to the Indiana Pacers. Yeah. They went to Indiana after a very difficult loss to the Toronto Raptors the other night, Monday night. This was a tough game. It's a tough game to talk about because in a lot of ways, they played better. In a lot of ways, they played better than they played against Toronto. They defensively, they were very engaged. They were hustling. They were fighting for loose balls. They were fighting for offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. They were doing all the right things, but unfortunately, when the whistle blew and the jump ball happened in the first quarter, the Knicks just gave up an 11-point lead right away. I think it was 11-0. And that's pretty much the story. I know we lost by 13, but it really was those 11 points that were really hard to make up. Even though they tried. They really tried. They really tried. I want to show you guys something here. So at the 9:47 mark in the fourth quarter, with 9:47 left in the fourth quarter, we battled back. We never had the lead in this game. Battled back to cut it to 2 points. It was 85-83, and it looked like, and as you can see the game flow there, the Knicks were closing the gap. And you can see as at the close of the third quarter, they came closer. And I was thinking, you know what? And actually at halftime, I was thinking the Knicks were shooting so poorly, but yet we were only down by, I believe, 8 at the half. So I thought, you know what? This team is too good of a shooting team. The shots are gonna start falling, and they're gonna take this lead and then run away with it. That's what I was expecting. But that third quarter was kind of a little bit wonky, even though, just want you to bear this in mind, from the beginning of the second quarter to the end of the third quarter, the Knicks won. They outscored the Pacers 53-44. So we lost in the first quarter, and then the fourth quarter, after this moment that I'm pointing out right here, it just spiraled out. And here, let's look at this highlight. You can see it. Here it is. Here's the moment. Beautiful. D Rose drove. D Rose played a pretty good game. He scored 13 points, shot 5 of 11. Missed his 1 3-point attempt. He did have 3 assists, a couple rebounds, and he did finish a -2 though. So you can see the game starts getting, so here, boom, okay, nice, all right, so they're fighting, they're battling back. Here we are, back to 4 points again with 6:34 left. And then this play right here. Sabonis just takes the ball away from, that was it. Once that happened, second chance points for the Pacers. Once that happened, the game was gone. And then Myles Turner caught fire again. He shot 7 of 10 from the 3-point line. I think that's his career high, I believe. And he shot in total 25 points, 9 of 14, 13 rebounds. He had a couple of blocks, I believe. Let's see here. He had 3 blocks. Yeah, at this point, the game looked like it was totally out of hand. It's tough. It was a tough one because I have very high expectations for this team, as does the team itself. And you heard Thibs talk that once they face adversity, they have to have mental toughness and they have to pick each other up. So this is where they're at right now. So even though the defense did allow 111 points, I would attribute a lot of that to just some incredibly hot shooting by one particular player. But overall, here, let's look at some more stats here. Let's look at the team stats first. Then we'll come back to these. Oh, this guy, RJ Barrett, leading scorer again for the Knicks. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. That's 4 games in a row he scored over 20 points. I'll get to that later, because that is a wonderful thing, what's happening. Despite this loss, what's happening there, that is something truly, truly special and exciting for us as Knicks fans. Yeah. Oh, Nerlens played. You can see his defense. He has a slightly different style of defense than Mitch. He gets more deflections. He creates more havoc out on the perimeter. At least right now he is. And he did last season too. Mitch's, they just have a different style of play there, but they complement each other, which is nice. They're similar. They just have slight differences. But let's go back here to... so here, look at the starters. Look at the plus minus. Sabonis plus 17. Turner plus 14. Brogdon plus 9. LeVert plus 18. Duarte plus 15. And all 5 of their starters double digits scoring. And then Torrey Craig had 12 points off the bench. What did the Knicks do? Okay, so the Knicks... Randall scored 18 points, 14 rebounds. Love the 14 rebounds. Only 3 assists for him. He did have 1 steal. But look, minus 14 in the plus minus. Mitch, minus 15 and only gave us 3 points. Kemba Walker, minus 13, only gave us 4 points. He missed all 5 of his 3-point shots. So the league leader in 3-point percentage, the entire league, missed all 5 of his 3-pointers. So when he wasn't hitting his 3-point shot, I had a feeling, man, this is going to be a long night for the Knicks. But they kept battling. You saw the score was down. They got it down to 2 points in the 4th quarter. They just could not get over the hump. And there may be some bit of... The thing is that we're having trouble keeping guards out of the paint defensively. When we allow penetration into the paint, unfortunately, it collapses our defense and then it leaves guys open. It's basically the strategy that we want to play on offense, is what Pacers did to us. And too often, the point guards or the lead guard there doesn't get in front of the offensive player dribbling into the paint, or doesn't fight over screens well enough. And then it allows just enough space for the ball handler to make good decisions. That's the thing. You have to crowd them. You have to make them uncomfortable. You have to make it unpleasant to come into the paint. You can't come in and give them a hot cup of tea and say, yeah, go ahead. Make your layup, make your floater, or find the guy open on the 3-point line. Take all the time you want. No, you can't play like that. You got to have that ferocity. We saw glimpses of it, but unfortunately, when the point guard allows too much penetration, it really impacts the overall defensive scheme. The way that the Knicks play defense, it really makes it tough. So that's why they gave up 111 points. That is why. Let's look at the bench. Burks gave us 10 points. This was, even though Burks was a -6, and I've had problems with Burks' play this whole season, this game he actually looked a little bit better. He definitely looked better. He got burned a couple times in the first in the first half when he came in defensively, but then in the second half he was a better defender. Nerlens gave us 2 points. He was a +2. He got only 1 block, 2 assists. He got no credit for no steals, but he made a lot of deflections that created turnovers, which was nice. Toppin, Obi, he hit 3 of 3 of his shots, 7 points. He was a +1. And Emmanuel quickly got 4 points. However, Quick, let's see. Oh, let's look over here. Quickly was 2 of 5. He didn't shoot any 3-pointers. He might not have confidence right now in his 3-point shot. So you got to give him, acknowledge though, that he's making positive plays in other ways. Though he did make some terrible shots in the first half, I believe. He had 2 bad possessions in a row, but he cleaned it up in the second half, which was nice. He even got a couple of rebounds. We have pretty decent rebounding guards. They have a good nose for the ball. Rose is always there. Quickly, and look, Kemba got 4 rebounds. I think he got 4 or 5 rebounds the other night as well. So you see that's a real positive. But the real negative is the Knicks only took 24 3-point shots and they hit 5 for 21.7%. Now, a lot of people will think, well, we just didn't have the 3-point shot tonight, George, so it's good that we didn't shoot that many of them. No, that is absolutely strategically incorrect. Incorrect. You have to keep shooting the threes. You can't make a 3 if you don't shoot a 3. And if you look at what Indiana did, here we go. Indiana took 41 threes. Now they hit 16 of them. They connected on 39%, which 39% is good, is really good. It's not, it's not like they were flaming hot. It's not like, we've had games where we hit 50% of our 3-pointers. So this wasn't like they were scorching from the outside. They were just hitting from the outside, but they had the confidence to keep hitting them because they did get off to a great start. But look at that. 41 3-pointers, and we took 24. So that can't happen. I don't care if we're cold. I don't care if we're missing. It's the only way we're going to win. We're not going to win this game, any game, unless we shoot 37 to 43 pointers a game. That's it. So right now we were a minus, wow, look at that. Minus 16 in 3-point attempts. And look at Randall, 6 of 16. 6 of 16 is what he shot. Even though he did take it to the hole, I felt like in the first half they were letting the Pacers body the Knicks players a little too much. They got away with some foul calls that they should have had, that Knicks should have had, especially one drive that RJ had right side of the key, and he was gonna do a little 2-point shot, and LeVert totally body slammed him, and then I think the shot was short or it got blocked. I can't remember exactly, but there was no foul called. And then on the other side, kind of similar play, and LeVert drew the foul from RJ. And RJ got into foul trouble, four fouls, which is why he got taken out pretty early in the third quarter. Not pretty early, but in the third quarter, and didn't get brought back into the fourth quarter early. And they had to wait because he couldn't afford to pick up that 5th foul because he was the one who was actually providing real consistent offense. Look at it. He did only hit 40% of his shots, but 8 of 20. A couple of those that were at the end of the game when the game was getting out of hand. They just kind of chucked them up, so they weren't quality shots. He was actually shooting a lot better before that last 3 or 4 minute stretch of the fourth quarter. Kemba Walker, 2 of 11. I know Thibs doesn't like to single out anyone, and he's right about that in a general sense. But that was disappointing. You can't ignore it. You can't ignore the fact that our lead point guard, shot under 20%, and then missed all 5 of his 3-pointers. So that was rough. That was really rough. This game was just rough, man. It was just a rough game. Rough game. Duarte, though. Duarte's a player. And actually, I heard today that apparently the Knicks tried to trade for Duarte after the draft. Yeah. So that I found really interesting. I'll see if I can post that link that I got sent to me. Actually, it was my son who sent it to me. The centers for the Pacers Wow. They shot 9 of 14 3-pointers. Hey, you know what though? I mean, when a team has, their big men can shoot 3-pointers like that, sometimes you just got to tip your cap to them and say, "Good day, sir. You got the best of us today, but we'll be back." I mean, that's kind of what it is. This game really wouldn't hurt as much if we hadn't lost that Toronto game where we were up by 15 points. We never had the lead today. I thought Knicks were trying a new approach. Let's let the other team get a lead, and then that'll force us to kind of claw back into it. And it kind of almost worked. Man. But let's talk about RJ Barrett. Let's talk about Mr. Barrett. Mr. Barrett, in the past 4 games, is playing some outstanding basketball. Not flawless, okay? Not flawless. He got the ball stripped a couple times. I think he got credited for 2 turnovers. Yeah. So he drove into traffic, I think, once or twice. But that's going to happen when you're trying to make plays. But let's look at this. I tweeted this out earlier today. And if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, definitely should, because I put out these interesting stats often. So took a little jab at the national media and all those list makers who left RJ off the best 25 under 25 and all that trash that they put out, and no all rookie team, not even second, nothing. Look at this. So remember the other night I said that the best 3-point shooter of the 2019 draft is RJ Barrett. Well, here's your proof. Since January 1st of this year, 2001, so beginning all the way back to January 1st, the leading 3-point shooter of that 2019 draft, that includes Darius Garland, Tyler Hero, Terrence Mann, Poole, Ja, Cam Reddish, all these guys that, the RJ haters were saying were better than RJ. Look at him. He's a good 5.5 percentage points better than the next guy closest to him from that draft, which was Darius Garland. Look at Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero has shot 36.8% of his 3-pointers. Now that's a decent mark. It's decent. I'll take it. And Terrence Mann as well, 36.7. Poole, who everyone's like going crazy over him, Jordan Poole. Look at him, 34.3%. And this includes this season, just so you know. It's both combined. All of 2021. Look at Cam, 29.4%. And Ja, we know Ja's not a big 3-point shooter, but look at that, 33.1%. So RJ Barrett is shooting 42.5%, making 42.5% of his 3-point attempts. Yes. So we are lucky to have Mr. RJ Barrett. Unfortunately, we lost tonight, but we go to Milwaukee. We beat them last season in the first couple of weeks of the season. Maybe we can get lucky again like that this year. I hope so. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and drop your comments. Love the comments. Alrighty. Thank you so much for watching this. And I will see you guys around the Knicks-Verse.